Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Boxing. So we're back again with another weekend recap show for you guys. We got some news and notes as well. I want to salute and thank everybody for coming through. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, man. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Had a big fight week, so we're gonna make sure we cover everything, tap into all the good shit that was going down in the sport of boxing this weekend for sure. Before we get started, once again, I want to salute everybody coming through. I appreciate the support. Everybody tapped in and dropping comments. I appreciate it. You ain't have to do it, but you still do. I appreciate it. So we're gonna get to it for sure. Jab Queen Boxing in the building. What's good with you? I bro Mike in the building. Salute. What's good? I got you, bro, for sure. Martha Prince. What's good with you, bro? Cam J Network, what's good with you? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do our recap first, get into some stuff. So going back to Friday night, we had this card on the zone. A lot of up and coming guys. The kid the kid Alice Bray, he fights at 154. He got a top 15 rank in the WBA. He's nice. Tall, rangy guy, boxer puncher. He had an early stoppage victory. Look like they're trying to push him, you know what I'm saying? So y'all tap in with him. If you miss it, go back and watch him. Go follow his social media. He like a good up and coming prospect. They got him world rated already. He's trained by the OG Stacey McKinley. He used to train Mike Tyson back in the day. I think they're based out of Florida. So yeah, they look like they high on him. Angel Barrentez, he got a late stoppage victory. You know what I'm saying? He had a tough guy in front of him, but he ended up stopping him late. You know what I'm saying? That was a good win for him. And then the main event was Big Gore, the heavyweight Gore Hovanesian. He stopped Chris Thomas. I think it was like the 4th or 5th round. But it was like he probably should have stopped him early. His dude was like outweighing his guy like 60 pounds. He like 6'7". He should have probably destroyed him like in the first round, probably, but he got the victory, you know. And this card, it was on the zone. It's Boxlab promotion. So they got a lot of fighters in Florida, a lot of local fighters and stuff like that. So they be tag teaming with MVP. They do a lot of the cards with MVP. So yeah, y'all look out for them. They got some more shows coming up in August too, so y'all tap in. And we're gonna talk about that as we get close. Just Do Boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through for sure. All right, moving on. So we're gonna start with the Undisputed Card, Usyk and Dubois. You know, so we're gonna talk about the undercard. Undercard won't really hit like that. I ain't gonna hold you. Nothing too crazy, nothing too memorable, but we're gonna build our way up to the main event. So here's a card. Like, nothing really stood out to me. Prince Nassim's son, he won. You know, Vlad Serrano. Now, if you guys, I don't know if you got how tapped in you guys are with heavyweight boxing. I'm talking about not just the guys at the top. I'm talking about all the way through. Vlad Serrano was highly touted, and a lot of people had high hopes on him. So he was facing Saul Dakers, who was coming off a knockout loss to David Alliger. And this was a short, late replacement, and they had hopes on Serrano winning because they trying to put him in the deep water with the heavyweight division landscape they have over there at Queensberry. But he looked like some shit. You know what I'm saying? He was just walking forward, no rhythm to his game, just basic shit. And Saul Dakers outboxed him. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like an 8 rounds to 2 type of fight. And Serrano is, got some juice behind him because he's managed by Keith Conley. Keith Conley don't really mess with a lot of people like that unless he think he can make some money and shit like that. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, that was a bad performance for real. Daniel Lappin versus Lewis Edmondson. That fight looked crazy. Looked like some WWE shit at times, some wrestling. I don't know. Not really a good fight to watch. It wasn't very entertaining, to be honest. The whole undercard wasn't. Um, Lewis Edmondson was doing okay boxing and shit. It looked like he was in control of the fight. I will give Lappin credit after, like, the dude almost flipped over the top rope. After that, though, he kind of picked it up. You know what I'm saying? So they gave the fight to Lappin. He's a stablemate of Usyk, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy fight to watch. Honestly, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" But that was a light heavyweight fight, and they fought for some regional titles. So maybe they get a bigger fight in the light heavyweight division. But it wasn't a good fight or performance by either. Then Lawrence Okolie versus Kevin Lorraine, another kind of lackluster performance. Lawrence Okolie, he hurt his bicep early in the fight. I seen that shit, and I put it on my Twitter as soon as I saw it. I was like, this dude got a bicep injury. You know what I'm saying? I've been paying attention to how they be looking, like their mannerisms and shit. Cause I'm trying to see how the fight gonna go. I mean, Lawrence Okolie dominated the fight. He outboxed the dude. Dude was smaller. Kevin Lorraine didn't have no game plan. It looked like you gotta get in the inside with this guy. And when he did, he wasn't punching. So Lawrence Okolie basically just flicked the jab, threw a right hand occasionally, and won a 10-round lackluster performance. You know what I'm saying? And they was talking about Lawrence Okolie going to Germany to fight Ajit Cabiel. Ajit Cabiel is having a homecoming in October in Germany. And Okolie is #1 in the WBC. Cabiel is the WBC interim champion. They was talking about Okolie going over there. But since he got the bicep injury, they probably scratched that. And that might be a good thing because it probably been another type of fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Get back in the chat. We're gonna get back on this main event though. Yeah, I mean, box well considering that he's coming off that knockout loss. No, I give him props. Salute to him. Yeah, the undercard wasn't that good for sure. Was cool. Fight wasn't crazy though. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he could have. I don't know. He could have did way better. Yeah, that shit was crazy. WWE shit. Alvin LD, what's good with you, bro? Caveat would beat him if he made that fight happen. Yeah, going to the body. As long as he can be clean, getting to the inside and not take no big right hands. Yeah, he all work. Okolie will be holding. He might get points taken off for holding. Usyk solidified himself as pound for pound #1 with that performance. I'm with you. I ain't mad at that opinion. My opinion, this how I be looking at shit. Until you get beat or you had such a bad performance, you don't lose your spot. And I felt like Crawford been #1 since 2017, ever since uh, Andre Ward left the sport. And I felt like once Andre Ward left, that was Crawford. He ain't never lost since then. He probably had one shaky performance, I guess. A couple. He got dropped by Egas Kavalauskas, but he ended up beating him. So that's how I look at it. But I can't complain with anybody else's opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's what make the world go round. I saw something yesterday where they may order Usyk. Yep. They're supposed to order that next. Yeah, it's true. It is some truth to that. We'll see once the dust settle. Once we get into the week next week, this week coming up, we'll see if the WBO going to order it. But look, Usyk and Dubois. Dubois came out. Looked like he wanted to put some pressure on Usyk, but Usyk so smart, technically sound. His jab, like I knew this was gonna be a long night for Dubois because he got tapped with like 4 jabs in a row, and he still ain't move his head. And it was the same type of jab that Usyk was landing when he stopped him. Yeah, he was surgical for sure. He broke him down early too. But it was a typical Usyk type of, way he fight. He gonna never change that. Foot feints. The jab was on point. He's a bigger puncher than what people give him credit for, and he dominated the fight. Like it went 5 rounds, and ironically, it went the 5th round. That was the 5th round that had the controversy with the low blow, or was it good? Was on the bell line. That's ironic. He got him up out of there in the 5th round. Usyk is nice. The left hand hurt Dubois. He dropped him. Then he dropped him again. The one that closed the show, that left hand was nice. You know what I'm saying? Got him up out of there. So Usyk is a 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion. I mean, Dubois can come back, but he can't fight Usyk no more. He probably can just come back and he can get himself, build himself back up. He did it before. But this one gonna be a little tougher because Dubois was on a nice little run. That just shows you how good Usyk is. Usyk, it's a lot of discussions if if he's the all-time great. I don't think that's a discussion no more. Even before this fight. And there's discussion about how can he do with guys back in the day. I think he would give a lot of these guys some good work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he beat everybody in history, but Usyk, he got a style that can make these guys, they can give guys work. Even all-time guys. He just got a tricky style. But, man, right now, Usyk is the man. You want to have him pound for pound number 1? I ain't tripping. He came from cruiserweight, now he heavyweight. Some people don't like to do that, but my thing is, it's your list. So do what you want to do with it. What's next? Now, the WBO, so the WBO actually allowed this fight to happen because they originally ordered Joseph Parker. He's the interim champion, and he's overdue he should be getting the opportunity at a world title. Now they'll probably order that like right away, like I just mentioned, probably this week. Will it happen? I'm not sure. I would like to see it. I think that may be like because he done beat everybody. He beat all the top names in his era. You know what I'm saying? Except for Parker and maybe Wilder, but Wilder at this point probably unrealistic to get that fight. But Parker, I think that might be the fight for him. May not be the biggest fight. The most money on the table for him is for probably the Fury fight. So he done basically cleaned out the division. There's always gonna be somebody gonna say, "Oh, I want to fight." There's always gonna be somebody new that you can say he didn't fight. But for the most part, I mean, he beat all the top guys. Maybe the only one left is Parker. That's realistic. So we're gonna see. I can see because he got mandatories across the board now. And it's like he gonna have to start defending them against those guys, or he gonna start vacating. I mean, Shazor is the IBF mandatory. Like I don't want to see that shit again. But I seen him say his name. If he gonna ride off in the sunset and want to beat up on Shazor again, hey, he can do what he want to do. Parker WBO, he's the interim. WBC, the mandatory is Jake Cabiel. I feel like that's an interesting fight. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Because Cabiel got a different type of mindset, and he's small enough, and he got quicker hands that he probably can do something. So we're gonna see. Parker coming in like 270, he trying to bulk up. If he's coming in that heavy, I like Usyk. But if he's coming in lighter, he may have a chance. So we'll see, man. Usyk the man. He called the shots. He called the shots. Let me see. I said on my show yesterday, Usyk ring IQ experience would be levels above the bar. No, it was. No, you right. You know what I'm saying? You right. I'm feeling great. Sis jab. Yeah, Usyk jab was nice. You know what I'm saying? Dubois 27, he got time to make another run. Yep, he should. Yep, and Frank Warren can get him back. He got a bunch of heavyweights to do it too. Yeah, he is. He's the best heavyweight in this era for real. Like, I think that's like not even it's not even a debate. Parker down, only one left. That's the only one. You know, I like that fight, but I want if Usyk don't take that fight, I mean, and go after Fury again. We'll see. At this point, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It was a point of time where he would have been dangerous for Usyk with that right hand. But right now, he'll probably get him now. Thomas Hill was good with you. Parker, the last one left to clean up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's what it is, man. Usyk putting on a great performance, man. So I don't know when he's gonna be back. Probably next year. All right, going to the Matchroom show. Bam versus Cafu unification. We're gonna build our way up. Let me see what I see on the undercard on the prelims. I seen Dev. He got a victory. I think he stopped that dude late. Beltran won, and Valdez had an early stoppage victory for the prelims. Main card, Amari Jones had a body shot knockout. So that's his third fight this year. Man, if they can get him 3 more, shit, because Amari Jones look good. He like a good prospect, up-and-coming guy. Look like he's marketable. Keep him active. Put him on another show. But yeah, I like Amari Jones. You know, he got a lot of I like he's kind of youthful. You know what I'm saying? Like he active, throw a lot of punches, combinations, and that body shot was nice. He had dude folded up. Ammo versus Alvin Vasquez. So this is a late replacement. Vasquez came in like what 3 days notice, 4 days notice. They know each other. They sparred together, and you can tell this is a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Vasquez is pretty good though. He's understated as a boxer. He kind of basic, but he do a lot of stuff well. His counter punching ability was good. He was doing well. I thought he was probably winning the fight, or maybe even after 6, because Ammo got a point deduction like in the 3rd round for punching him below the belt. Ammo, that was a typical Ammo fight. You know, once it got past the 6th round, Ammo took over. Dude started getting tired, and Ammo started to get to him, land some hard shots along the ropes. He dropped him late in the 8th round, and Vasquez quit. You know what I'm saying? Call it like it is. He quit. They asked him, did he want to continue? He was like, I'm good. So Ammo, like I said, Ammo is he's easy to root for, but you can tell he's still raw. You know what I'm saying? He's still raw after all them fights and all them fights he had on Matchroom. Even with Coach Kevin Cunningham, he's still raw. Now, this is the state of the middleweight division. If Ammo's opponent wouldn't have pulled out with the eye exam, if Ammo would have beat him, he would have been the mandatory for Janibek. That Ammo don't beat Janibek. You know what I'm saying? So I like Ammo. He's tough. He's rough, durable. He know he's gonna bring it. You know what I'm saying? But he's missing something. We gotta see. Hopefully he can get better. But what's next? He'll probably go back into that eliminator. If that guy can get his medicals straight, they can reorder that fight. Because Matchroom did win the purse bid, so they are rocking with Ammo. But unfortunately, it got pulled out. So yeah, it was a fun fight though. That was a good fight, better than expected. Because a lot of people was like, "Oh, he's short notice. That's his sparring partner. He gonna run through him." But those guys ain't sparred in years. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice little storyline. We want nothing so crazy. But the dude can fight. Vasquez can come back. You know what I'm saying? I know Usyk generally has more trouble with smaller guys. That's what I'm saying. I think Usyk's toughest fight was with Marius Briedis, in my opinion. But you know what I'm saying? If he goes after Fury, he'll get paid. He really already cleaned out Fury twice. Yeah, I think that's what it would be about, the bread. Yeah, he was impressive. I ain't gonna lie. Bring him back, bro. He fought well. Give him a solid training camp. Yo, he tough. And he got some good underrated skills. He can fight on the inside, the outside. good counter puncher. He was digging to Mo's body. Yo, Vasquez is good, bro. I appreciate that performance because he came short, late replacement, and he only was training for a 6th rounder. So yeah, co-main event: Pacheco versus Makami. Man, way more tactical than what I expected. Well, no, not really, because Pacheco is a long-range fighter. Makami is one of those guys that fights in spurts. So he'll launch, like he'll just be boxing, then he'll jump in, try to land something hard. And Pacheco just kept him at the end of shit. I thought Makami really didn't do nothing to try to win this fight to me. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that shit, like that jumping and lunging, it wasn't working. So what's the next step? What you gonna do next? We know Makami can't fight on the inside. We seen Plant prove that. So what's your next game plan? And he got cut with a head, but I don't know if that slowed him down or anything. But he didn't do nothing to make any adjustments. And Pacheco just stayed long, used his jab, occasionally shoot a right hand. I mean, so it looked like the Pacheco probably had a trash performance. It was actually a very mature performance to me. He probably still need those type of rounds against tough guys that's got awkward styles. So I'm not really tripping off the performance. I would like to see him, just me, step to him because let's see if you can take him to the trenches like Caleb Plant did. Because I feel like Pacheco is a bigger puncher, and I've seen sparring where he's in the trenches with David Benavidez. So I'm thinking like, bro, okay, I like the boxing and you staying safe and you winning, but step to him. We want to see him be great, but he just kept it basic and he beat Trevor Makami easy money. So he's number one in the WBO at super middleweight, which is a hot division right now. So he's hoping to get that Canelo lottery ticket as well. If it goes off of recent history, he just might get it because Canelo has fought 2 WBO mandatories, in recent times. John Ryder and then Jaime Munguia. So maybe, you know what I'm saying? He probably can get one more fight in. He had a solid 2025. He beat Steve Nelson in January, beat Trevor McCumbee, 2 solid guys at 168. So maybe he'll get one more. You know what I'm saying? They talked about Hamza Shiraz and Mbilli. He turned down Mbilli. They were trying to make that fight. He turned it down, and he went and fought Trevor McCumbee. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what y'all want to read into all of that. But there's plenty of guys at 168 that they can run. Beck the Bully would be solid. You know what I'm saying? What's the kid? Callum Simpson. Like, it's some solid guys at 68 that he can fight. So we're gonna see. Bam versus Cafu. I didn't understand the game plan of Cafu. Um, I didn't understand the game plan after 4 rounds. I understand it to start off with, to try to, get Bam in the counter punching situation. But Bam is too smart. His angles is too nice, and Bam can punch. And he's a smart fighter. You can't keep going to the ropes on an elite guy like Bam and expect to be winning. I felt like he didn't win basically no rounds. Maybe one late. I don't know. He kept going to the corner. He was counter punching off the corner. He landed some shots occasionally, some to the body, but Bam was in control of the whole fight. He said it was a hard fight, but it looked kind of easy because Bam didn't have to exert a lot of energy because the guy was going he was backing straight back to the corner. So Bam was just basically shadow boxing, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But Bam, he touched on this dude. He was using his angles like he always do. If you're gonna be a stationary target along the ropes, you making it easy for Bam. I was expecting Cafu to use that game plan, but actually, I'm like, bro, you can step in the middle of the ring, in the center of the ring, and do the same thing. You can counter punch. You may have a little bit more space and a little bit more leverage on your shots if you was in the middle of the ring. That's just me watching it and thinking. But Bam dominated. He landed a nice hook at the end of, I forgot what round this was, 10th. A nice hook that hurt Cafu, and then his corner and eventually stopped it. So it was a pound for pound type of performance. Bam is like that. Bam been like that. You know what I'm saying? He's just getting the opportunities. So now he's the unified champion at super flyweight. You know what I'm saying? WBC, WBO, and he's the Ring Magazine. You know, he kind of shut everybody up about him having a fight already scheduled and announced in November. You know, people, fake worry about that. Don't be worried. Well, if you, like I say, if you good enough, you'll make it to your fight. You know what I'm saying? And Bam, definitely good enough. So I don't even trip off that. Those for the ones that's not dedicated or talented enough to get that type of situation. So yeah, salute to Bam. Bam got that big fight with Martinez. That's a 3-belt unification. They were saying this fight was tougher than the Martinez fight. I think Martinez fight is tougher, but we're gonna see. That's a good fight. That's on that undercard with Benavidez and Yard, Haney and Norman, Dula Mason and Sam Notes. So that should be fun, and that's the best fight to happen to be made at 115. So Bam is on a quest to become undisputed. If he beat Martinez in November, he definitely going undisputed because the IBF champion, he ain't really that good. You know what I'm saying? So another good performance by Bam, and then this one should get a lot of credit because Bam, the biggest knock on Bam, his detractors, is a couple of things. They say he only beat up on old dudes, but those guys are elite for that division, even though they older. Quadras, Estrada, and Sorramasa. Those guys, they fight each other, they life and death. Bam fight them, he run through them. So he gets some knock for fighting old guys. Then he get knocked for rehydrating after the weigh-in. They say he coming in at 135, 140. You know what I'm saying? So Kofe looked kind of, like he rehydrated real nice, and he's younger. You know what I'm saying? He got some pop. He was a world champion. Will they give Bam credit for that, or will hindsight 2020 they'll call Kofe a bum? It all depends on what you know and where you at in the times when you breaking this shit down. You know what I'm saying? What your narrative is, because whatever narrative you trying to push, bro, you can look. We got a lot of power, you know what I'm saying, behind this computer when we talk about boxing, you know what I'm saying, on this YouTube streets. So you can persuade a lot of motherfuckers and put your shit out there, and then now your narrative got some legs to it. So that's how it should be working. But another good performance by Bam. He gonna go get that big fight with Martinez, and then hopefully undisputed, and then he can make his way up to 18. He got some fights up there as well. So yeah, Bam, nice for sure. All right, moving on to the PBC card, Pacquiao Barrios. We're gonna work our way up like we always do. Talk about the fights. Here's a prelim. So Mark Marcelo, got a pretty much. He had some resistance in his fight against Jorge Mata Cuellar, but Mark Marcelo won the fight, won a decision. So now he's supposed to have a WBC eliminator. It's supposed to be against Rocky Hernandez, but he failed his medicals for his eye. So it might be Michael Magnisi from Italy, who is real tapped in with the WBC. So he keep his position by Masayo and won the fight. Dave Picasso and Kameda. This is a good fight. Back and forth. Back and forth. Real close. Competitive fight. I'm watching it and I'm thinking, damn, Picasso, you gotta fix your defense. If they talking about you fighting anyway, that's gonna be nasty. But he all kind of all worked Kameda down the stretch. Kameda was tough and rough and was counter punching real well. It was a close fight. I wouldn't have been mind saying it being a draw, but Picasso got the victory. I think it was a majority decision, so I'm not mad at the scores. So Picasso moves on. Like I mentioned, if Inoue beat MJ Amadaliev in September, comes out clean, he's gonna fight Picasso December 27th. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell looked sharp as fuck. Yeah, he did look good. Yep, he looked good. We'll see. I don't know what's next, but we're gonna see. We'll talk about it. Gary Russell Jr. My bust. Gary Russell Jr. versus Hugo Castaneda. Comeback fight after 3 years, new weight class. he came in at 131, so that's kind of light for lightweight. And the guy, he was like 135 or some shit. I don't know. But look, Gary has always been a smart fighter. You know, we wanted to see where he was at coming off the shoulder injury, and he proved it. He still got fast hands. You know, he got real fast hands. He's smart in there. The second round was like Gary Russell from old, like 2016 Gary Russell. His hands are so fast, bro. Dude got hit like 3 times before he even knew he was hurt. So he dropped him twice in the second round. And then he probably could have got that dude up out of there, but he definitely wanted to get some rounds. So I'm not mad at that shit, though. I mean, typically, if it was like a guy that was active and he did that shit, bro, I'd be pissed. Like, that's what Chris Eubank Jr. do. He'll hurt the guy early in the fight, and then he'll just bullshit the rest of the fight. Nah. So in this case, I'm cool with it. And Gary he got the rounds he needed because you need them rounds under the lights after a 3-year layoff, 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? And he 37. But he looked good. Now only thing I didn't like, he was taking a lot of body shots. You know what I'm saying? I thought that kind of slowed him down a little bit, to be honest. Even though he was in control, and every time he let them hands go, he hurt Castaneda. You know what I'm saying? He dropped him again, like in the mid rounds of the fight. So he could have got him up out of there because he can get a lot of stoppages with his hand speed because the referee would jump in and stop it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he worked on some things, some defense, some counter punching. He proved that his left hand was still solid because he hurt him with the left hand. You know what I'm saying? And then the 10th round, he finished him with a body shot. Perfect. If you really scripting this, if you team Russell, it went according to plan. We want to get some rounds and we want to get the stoppage. I was thinking maybe after the 6th round, I was like, okay, let's go home. That's me thinking. Like, all right, well, you back. Your hand speed is there. Your IQ is there. Look like you can take lightweight power. I guess. I guess so you're taking shots well. Let's go home. But he did it in the 10th. So body shot was nice. Folded dude up, and that was it. So yeah, it's a lot of options for Gary, but we have to go off with the past. Gary ain't never been the active fighter, an active fighter, and with the uncertainty of PBC, we still don't know what it can be next. You know, I can throw out some names. Rayo Valenzuela coming back to 35. I know his brother just beat him. I can see that. I can see him getting the winner between Fulton and Shock Foster, especially if Fulton win. I guess his name in the hat for Tank if Tank want to continue his career. I guess. I said this last night. I wouldn't mind Gary at 130 versus Brandon Figueroa moving up to 130 because I feel like Brandon Figueroa probably should move up, and we're gonna touch on him next. So there's options out him. There's options out there for him, but let's see how active he gonna be. Let's see what PBC gonna give him. I don't know. So that's why he probably he wanted to go those 10 rounds because he probably know I ain't getting back in the ring no time soon. So shit, let me just stay up in here as long as I can. So it's crazy. Hey man, with Pettigrew, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. But it was a good performance though by Gary. I'm not mad at it. It was good. Considering the circumstances, it was cool. All right, so we're getting to the main card. So Brandon Figueroa versus Joet Gonzalez. It was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I thought Joet was in control of this fight. I don't know. We're gonna touch on the scores, but they was in the trenches fighting. You know what I'm saying? Going back and forth. Joet was strong enough to bang it out with Figueroa. Figueroa was he was getting beat to the punch, like what happens in his recent fights. The fight he had against Fulton, he was getting beat to the punch, and he kind of fought sluggish. Same thing here. I thought Joet was doing a good job. I thought Joet was up and was kind of winning the fight kind of easy. Now, it probably looked like Brandon was doing a lot of shit, but I didn't really think he was doing so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But I thought Joet actually won this fight. They fought. It was a good fight. It really wasn't no holding or nothing like that. Those guys was fighting in the trenches. But I thought Joet was getting the best of him. I thought Joet won this fight like 8 rounds to 4. Really, Figgy didn't really pick it up until like after the 9th round, to be honest with you. So yeah, another tough decision loss for Joet. I mean, damn, they ain't giving him no. And I was thinking, they ain't giving him the benefit of the doubt. He used to this. And that's crazy that a fighter like Joet has to get used to these circumstances because he won that fight last night. And in some fight, like the Dalbay fight, I thought he won the Dalbay fight. And this dude is like the bridesmaid. He's a super bridesmaid. You know what I'm saying? He never get the ring. And yeah, I Figure didn't look good to me either. That's why I was saying, bro, he probably need to go to 130. And style wise, a fight with him and Mr. Gary Russell would be nice because Gary Russell got those fast hands, and he gonna have to move a little bit because Brandon coming forward, but he get hit so much. I know Brandon did all work him late in the fight, so maybe he got the benefit of the doubt for that. But it was a lot of those early rounds where he wasn't really doing too much. So kind of unfortunate, that's how the business of boxing go. Like Joet got 5 losses, never been stopped. He fought the best. He fought everybody, right? He just can't get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy shit. All right, we're gonna talk about the rest of the card. I thought Joet won that fight too. You think Zoo is shot? Yeah, I think it might be a wrap for Tim Zoo. First fight, the next fight we had a replacement. Pitbull Cruz versus Omar Salcedo. Salcedo saved the day after Angel Figueroa pulled out because he was struggling to make the weight. I mean, Pitbull jumped on this dude. He was fighting mean and shit. This was an easy fight to score too. Salcedo tried to box and move a little bit, but Pitbull was on his ass. This was a WBC eliminator at 140 pounds. No, excuse me. It was a WBC interim title fight. It was a 10-rounder. They did this before. Some people may be like, damn, 10-rounder for an interim title. They did this recently for the first fight between Williams Zepeda and Tevin Farmer. That was a 10-rounder. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of you guys remember that. Because people say, oh, he did 24 rounds with Zepeda. It's really 22, but you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? But Pitbull dominated this fight. Not like his best performance, but he was super aggressive. I think like in the 10th round, this dude was like he was going crazy trying to hurt this dude. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just happy that he got an opportunity to fight after the guy pulled out last minute. So we'll see. I know. I actually like to see Pitbull versus Alberto Playo next. I know Alberto Playo he gonna get the winner between Matisse and Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith been mandatory for WBC for a minute. He was gonna get the opportunity no matter who won. So in the meantime, why not make Playo versus Pitbull? You know what I'm saying? It actually makes sense to me. I don't know if Pitbull would take that fight because Playo is a tough fight, long and rangy, and he can move. And Pitbull don't like fighters like that. So not sure if he would take that shit, but just a thought. We'll see. All right. Co-main event, Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu. The rematch. I mean, Fundora, like I said before, he's entering the prime of his career. He been fighting confident. He been sharp. He dropped Tim Tszyu with a straight left hand down the pipe in the first round, and that set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Tim Tszyu got a cut. No, did he get cut? Yeah, he got cut over his right eye. But he couldn't get past the long reach of Fundora. And we've been asking for Fundora to fight like that. We know he like to fight in the inside, and he throws some awkward punches from different angles and shit. But if he keep you at the end of that jab, and you got to pay the toll to get past that shit, bro, it's dangerous. And Tszyu found that out. To Tszyu's credit, though, he did fight hard, and he tried to get in there. But he just couldn't. My man asked, is he shot? Yeah, it was dominant. I think his punch resistance is a wrap. He can still continue in the sport, but he can that style is bad for him. He might be a wrap though, because this was a vicious beatdown, and he had his best round basically in the 6th round, but he was getting tapped on, And Fundora was landing some hard shots in the inside and catch him at the end of them shits. And he quit in the corner. I was like, damn, that was a good round. It's going to heat up. Tim Tszyu, let's see what he's going to do for the back half of the fight. But he was like, nah, I'm good. So Fundora, like my man said, dominant performance by Fundora. I mean, he's making a claim as a number one guy at 54. We can argue that and debate it, but that was a good performance. He was sharp. And the thing I liked about it, like I said, he kept this dude at the end of his shit. He said he need to learn his height like Fundora does. Yeah, I mean, you would think being around Usyk that some of that shit would rub off on him, but I don't know. He want to do some WWE shit. So Fundora, I mean, look, he's in the driver's seat. You know, that's why I like when people say that he ducked Xander Zayas. That shit is crazy. We gotta stop calling people duck because they turn down fights. We don't know the full circumstances. Because if Xander was in front of him, it would probably been the same type shit. So Fundora is definitely hitting his stride. What's next for him? I don't know. It's PBC type shit. I'm happy that he was able to get 2 fights in a short amount of time. He fought in March and then he fought in July. And man, I know they was talking about him fighting Spence. I always thought that's a bad matchup for Spence because Spence don't do well against southpaws, and he been having eye surgeries and all types of shit, been inactive. Man, that's not a good fight to me. Right now, it's not. Let me see. I like if they can make Bakhram unification. That'd be tough. I think that's probably should. If we were looking at it, that probably should be next if it's a perfect world. But I don't know. Um, Let me see. Virgil Ortiz is the WBC interim champion, so technically he's the mandatory. But we got Boots coming to the division. Boots want to he probably get a hometown fight real quick. A welcome to 154 fight before he go after the champions. Let me see. There's a lot of smoke out there. They can go revisit the Bohachuk fight one day. Go back if Xander win. You know what I'm saying? Go back and get your belt back. Your Fundora is just I ain't used to say this because he's the fighter on the inside. He used to get clipped. Now, he's not a perfect fighter. But if he's going to keep you at the end of that jab, and then you got to take a risk, and once you jump in, he landed a lot of sharp, hard shots, bro. Them shit's crisp, too. So, he's definitely improving. And Tszyu, it might be a wrap for him. It may be. At this level, it may be a wrap. Can he go to Australia and make some money and bring some guys over there? Probably. But at this level, I think it might be a wrap. Main event, Pacquiao and Barrios. This shit, the way I thought about it, how this shit was going to go, it went just like that. People was asking me, do you think Barrios going to get the KO? I was like, nope. Because this dude, I don't trust him. And he don't got enough heart and dog to go do that type of shit. And I said in my breakdown, if I was training a fighter to fight this 46-year-old Pacquiao, bro, I would tell this dude, bro, the first couple of rounds, just rough him up. Hold him, push him to the ground, put him in a headlock, you know what I'm saying? Just push his ass down. Just make it rough for that dude. I would have told my fighter, we're going to fight like how Jeff Horn fought him. We're going to be tough and rough. You know what I'm saying? Barrios went out there, handshaking, high-fiving, you know what I'm saying? Give him a hug, he won't put a lot of oomph on his shots. Dilo in the building. What's good with you, bro? JC, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Pacquiao was calling 20-second timeouts and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was reffing the fight. He was a coach. He was doing everything. And Barrios is like, all right, you ready? All right, let me give you another hug. Let's fight. Bro, that shit was wild to me. So I ain't never trust him. That's why Pacquiao, that's why he felt like he can beat this dude. And he probably won the fight. Pacquiao fought and he showed flashes. You know what I'm saying? If you blinked your eyes, you would have missed that shit. But I thought Barrios, he tried to keep it basic, a jab, whatever. But I felt like he could have run them hands, bro. Like, push this old dude. Every time he touched Pacquiao to the body, This dude called a 20-second timeout. Keep going back down there. The ref didn't call it low. I mean, look, I'm like this. I ain't really like score this fight, nothing like that. But my thoughts is if the shit's close, you might as well give it to Pacquiao shit. Because Barrios don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed at Barrios. Like, I understand Pacquiao, they doing this, and it's all nostalgic and all this bullshit. But Barrios, this is why people write him off. This is why people would come out of retirement after 4 years to try to fight you at 46. This is why nobody really like respect him. This is why people would get at Tank's resume. You can say Tank, you know what I'm saying? Tank fought him. I thought he was good and shit like that, but for the people that do that, because I mean, I don't know, I don't be listening to everybody, but the people who go at Tank's resume, this is the type of shit. Look, Barrios supposed to dominate Pacquiao. It not even supposed to be a question. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up letting Pacquiao get in the fight. Pacquiao was doing some good stuff, his left hand and shit. You know what I'm saying? Normally it's like doop doop doop. That shit was like doop doop doop. You know what I'm saying? That shit was slow as hell. And he had, like I said, he had like flashes in the crowd. It was a big fight. It was a big fight event and situation. So that was good. There was room for him. You know what I'm saying? He probably won the fight, y'all. Like 115, 113. 115, 113, probably. Barrios did pick it up the last couple of rounds. You know, I thought the 12th round was probably maybe his best round. The 11th was good for him. I felt like he wasn't assertive enough to me, man. I was kind of mad watching that shit. Was a take it to his ass. So Uncle Abel, if Jinky is a damn matchmaker, you know it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Barrios too far docile in there. Yeah, he ain't had no sense of urgency until the last couple of rounds. They should have been more direct with him. Man, I don't know. I knew Barrios was going to carry Pac. Knew it won't stop. Yeah, but he was okay. He carried him, but he was damn near losing the fight. Pacquiao in the mid round, like Pacquiao started getting in the fight, and he was just doing little shit like winning the end of the rounds. He'd have a little flurry here and there. He throw that left hand with the one right behind it. He still was doing that shit, but he was letting him stay in the fight, bro. Man, that's crazy. When the last time the defending champ got 2 draws in a row, man, I don't know. I gotta go look at. I go in the history books. Shit, that's crazy. I thought the draw was fair. Either guy didn't do anything to separate themselves. Nah, I'm with that shit too. It was a close fight. I'm just saying this off the optics of it, bro. That fight shouldn't have been close for Barrios. Yeah, too much respect. You know what I'm saying? He threw a lot of shit that wasn't landing. Yeah, the crowd was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he was getting credit for. Yeah, I do agree. Barrios washed, weary, power, and combos. Man, that's crazy. This dude is funny as hell. Man, that performance right there, yo, I got Rolly. Rolly beat him. For real. Like, Floyd fucking around, come out and beat this dude. But yeah, I mean, as far as the event, it was a good event. You know what I'm saying? Those fans was, man, Pacquiao still got a little fan base because they was going crazy for him. But yeah, I was disappointed at Barrios. So it is what it is. The fight went to a draw. I think they scored at 115, 113 for Barrios, and then 14 apiece for the other 2 scorers. So it is what it is. It was no robbery to me because, like, I agree with what Cam said. Neither guy separated themselves, so I'm with that logic. All right, we get into some news and notes, man, before we close it out. So my next shit, we're just going through some whatever random shit, some shit you may know, something you don't know. If you got something to add, feel free to put it in the chat. I appreciate it. But we're gonna go through some stuff. All right, Don King back at it again, bro. He ain't done yet. The real Barrios. Watch his sister was nice. His sister, that's the real Barrios right there. At Azteca. All right, so as you guys can see, this press release, Don King, he denied the so Jay Paul was trying to get Noel Mikaelian to step aside. So he'll have to pay Mikaelian, who was promoted by Don King, step aside money. Don King was like, hell no. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Because Jay Paul was trying to fight Badou Jack. He was trying to pay step aside money to allow that guy to step aside to fight Badou. Don King said no. So they made a deal for the rematch between what's his name? Badou Jack and Noel Mikaelian. So these guys fought May the 3rd on the Canelo undercard. Not a bad fight, you know what I'm saying? Badou Jack won the fight. Mikaelian took the fight off for like 3 weeks' notice because the other guy pulled out, Ryan Roziski. The WBC cruiserweight picture been crazy. Guys getting injured, going to champion recess. They got like 3 mandatories. They got an interim champion. There's all types of crazy in the WBC. Plus, Don King, if he got a fighter, he can always jump the line because he's the godfather of Mauricio Suleiman. So if you see Don King in the works, he can get guys fights. He just don't got no TV dates. So yeah, that's what it is. These guys, whenever Don King won the purse bid or they made an agreement, more than likely this a Riyadh season card because Turkey got Badou Jack. So we'll see if this get on one of these cards. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That shit's crazy. Maybe it get on the Canelo Crawford card. We'll see. So yeah, that's the news right there. Don King was like, "Nah, Jake Paul, we ain't taking no step aside." That's crazy. Don King still in the game. Jake Paul trying to run down on everybody. First Joshua, that Usyk. Yeah, that shit this promotion, but they fuck around and make that Joshua fight though. All right. So we know this fight not happening on August 16th. No announcements, no nothing. Basically, Tank versus Lamont Roach Jr. This is the rematch supposed to happen. You know, they pushed it back from June to August. Tank got into a legal situation. So I'm not even mad at getting pushed back because I would rather the fighter be clear of his legal duties, the legal issues before he can get into a fight. So they said Tank hasn't been training, right? He haven't trained since the incident, and that was like Father's Day. So that's like a whole month, 3 weeks, a whole month. I know Lamont Roach he's in camp. I'm not sure if we're gonna taper down. Roach is looking at his team is looking at other options, and I don't blame him, bro. Like honestly, I know it's a contract, and Tank did invoke his rematch clause for this fight, so he wanted the fight, so it's going to happen, and Roach has to stand on that. But if it's a way that he can get another fight or a bigger fight or go somewhere else while Tank get himself together, it shouldn't be no issue with it. So we'll see. He'll probably just stay and locked in with the fight. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they reschedule it, I mean, shit. To me, the shit started getting iffy when they didn't announce it 2 weeks ago. What was 2 weeks ago? That was what, June? I forgot. But I was like, yo, PBC normally announce their fights 6 weeks out. They announced Pacquiao and Barrios 6 weeks out. So I'm like, bro, they don't announce it 6 weeks out. It's something going on. And they didn't announce it last night. A lot of people were saying they're gonna announce it at the fight. They're gonna do a press conference. So we all know this fight ain't gonna be. It's not gonna be August 16th. It might not. It might go to the fall. We don't even know. I don't even know if they know. I know Tank gotta go to court at the end of the month. It makes sense to see what's gonna happen right there before anything gets scheduled because you gotta give the guy some time to train. You know what I'm saying, for this big fight. It's a big fight. It's a bigger fight now. So we're gonna see. And Lamont, he been doing this thing though. Lamont Roach been. Like if the fight was gonna happen August 16th, Lamont Roach did his job promoting the fight. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of fighters don't do when they fight Tank. He got to carry the promotion off his name. But Roach, off that first fight, he been doing a good job promoting. That's what we want. We want guys to promote themselves and all that good shit. So yeah, we'll see though. I don't know. It's up in the air. We don't know what's gonna happen until Tank's situation is finalized. We're gonna see. Don King, he'll jump in there every now and again. He said still on. Yeah, I think it's still on, but I don't know the date. Yeah. Well, I know Roach team is trying to, see if they can get another fight against somebody else if it's possible. But I think PBC gonna keep that locked in. Perro in the building was good. Didn't know Pacheco was. I don't know who that is, but salute to him. Santana and Polanco next week. Yeah, the final PBC show. Player activates his rematch clause. Would that be next? No, it's Matisse versus Dalton Smith. From my understanding, the winner was going. Dalton Smith was going to fight the winner regardless, or the winner would get stripped. That's from my understanding. But they said that it's going to be Dalton Smith and Matisse, and then Player will get the winner. So we'll see. Any word on Sam's? Nope. No word yet. Just my guesses. I don't know. Yeah, LA rapper. Yeah, I ain't never heard of dude. So yeah, we'll see what's up with that. Here's some UK shit. So John Fernandez, that's to do with the tattoos. They ordered him to face. Well, his team won a purse bid to face Pierce McLeary from the UK. Pierce McLeary is with Queensberry. John Fernandez is out of Spain, and you guys probably recognize him. He fought Shocky Foster back in the day. He lost to Michelle Rivera on PBC, and he just beat Ricardo Nunez. We got some news on him too. So they're gonna fight for the European title in Spain. Look like they didn't say the date, but Fernandez team won the purse bid. That's big because O'Leary is with Queensberry. So this fight is at 140. O'Leary is a big puncher, come forward type of guy, and Fernandez is a boxer puncher. So yeah, little UK news. All right, here's one. Y'all be on the lookout for this announcement. So at the top, we got Yair Herrera, the Cuban fighter, flashy, signed with Queensberry. At the bottom, you got Ricardo Nunez. Nunez is a former opponent of Tank Davis. This fight is looking good for October. All right, it's a WBC eliminator, lightweight. Nunez is number 2 in the WBC at 135. He fought John Fernandez a couple of weeks ago. But that fight, something happened in that fight, and they called it a no contest. He got dropped early in that fight too, so he's number 2 in the WBC. Herrera is number 3. Number 1 is Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is going down the IBF route. So y'all be on the lookout for this fight announcement. Yair Herrera versus Ricardo Nunez, WBC eliminator. So yeah, that's what's up. And maybe we can get some more push about Shakur versus Herrera, because before, when he called him out, people was going crazy over that shit. Then it died down. We ain't heard nothing about Herrera since February. He had a fight in March, but we haven't heard nothing since. Now maybe we can get the train going, get the hype going for Herrera. Let's see how he look against Nunez. He should beat Nunez though, for sure. I just like the hype to be consistent. I don't like when these dudes call out fighters and then we don't hear nothing from them, and then the people who push the narrative on their behalf, they don't keep it going. Keep that shit going. Build it. Let the fighter get some light. You know what I'm saying? They just do it, during that time. But after that, they don't even think about Herrera. You know what I'm saying? Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Yeah, we do got a word on his replacement. He's gonna fight Abraham Nova. I got that in here somewhere. Where that? That's in here. Here you go. Boom. We jump right to it. So Ray Ford was supposed to face Anthony Kakashi on August 16th. He pulled out with a back injury. So Ray Ford was going through. They were trying to find opponents. Andres Cortes turned it down. Luis Alberto Lopez turned it down. One of them was like Cortez said he didn't want to fight on 5 weeks. Luis Alberto Lopez was promised the Angel Leo rematch, so he turned it down. So they chose Nova. Nova accepted. So Nova, I seen he had a fight in Boston a couple of months ago. He been fighting for that TCL, so he should be pretty active in his shape. He gave Shaki Foster a tough fight. Nova's a solid fighter. He was fighting on on Top Rank, and they did all they could do with him, and they released him. So since then, he's free agent. He just been fighting local shows and stuff like that. Ray Ford, I think Ray Ford is better at 130. He's strong. He's crisp. He's sharp. This might be a tough fight for Nova. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. I give him credit. He is a good fighter, solid, but he get to a certain level. I don't know if he can. He might have to go to another level to beat Ray Ford. We're going to see. And do some shit that we ain't seen him do. So, yeah, that's the replacement. I think Figueroa versus Pitbull, you think it ever happens? I don't know now. He said rematch. I don't know now. Well, yeah, he was promised it. And whether they do it or not, we got to see. We know Top Rank. They don't have no deal yet, so we'll have to see. But yeah, he was like a gentleman's agreement. They gave Leo an opportunity. They didn't have to. So yeah, from my understanding, he was promised a rematch. All right, Bakhram versus Lubin. So this is a mandatory fight, but it wasn't due. Bakhram at the top, he could have had a voluntary, but it looked like his voluntaries weren't going to come to pass. Josh Kelly supposed to have been a voluntary, but he pulled out the fight. And then there's other guys that turned him down too. So he is high risk, low reward. So it's not like people are going to be running to Bakhram. But Lubin is the IBF mandatory. You might as well get the mandatory out the way. You know what I'm saying? Man, I hope so. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yep. So they might as well do it. I'm not mad at it. Lubin is a good fighter. He had a comeback fight against Adriel Holmes. Looked kind of sluggish and so early, but he ended up stopping Adriel Holmes. Big Dog Willie in the building. L-Dub salute. Jake Paul and Stone Cold versus Tank and The Rock will be announced WWE Monday Night Raw, November 22nd, 2025, Las Vegas. Pure facts, all facts. Yo, salute to you for the super chat, Big Dog Willie. I appreciate it, bro. Salute to you. This is a good fight though. Lubin and Bakhram. Yeah, let's get it. Cause Lubin, he ain't had a world title fight since Charlo slept him back in 2017, and he won a bunch of eliminators. Yeah, they should do this next. Cause Bakhram can't get a big fight. He's a B-side champion, like YSM be saying. And I agree with that shit. So it's like he ain't gonna get Virgil. Boots not gonna be his next fight. So might as well do Lubin. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. So yeah, so this is the case though. So since Bakhram can't get no voluntary, which he was old one, his last fight against Tim Tszyu was a mandatory. So he can get a voluntary out the way, but he can't get a voluntary. So instead of going after a voluntary, he told the IBF he basically enforced the mandatory as the champion. You know what I'm saying? He enforced it. He was like, shit, just give me Lubin in. Order the fight, whatever we got to do. So that should be next. You know what I'm saying? He said Lubin been working. Yeah, I seen him down in Probox. He said good scrap. Yeah, I think he washed. And it's all because of Bakhram, right? Some people blame Fundora with the elbow, but Bakhram destroyed him. Not much on Ramos. Not much on him. Haven't heard too much on him. All right. Here's another 115. So we talked about Bam earlier and what's his prospects and what he got next. He got another unification coming up. But this one right here is Andrew Moloney at the top versus Argy Cortes. These guys were supposed to fight this weekend. It got pushed back to August the 8th in Mexico. It's a Zanford promotion fight. So the winner of this becomes the IBF mandatory for Willibardo Garcia. I think he's the weakest champion in the boxing right now. He weak, even weaker than Barrios. That's nasty. He won the vacant world title, but that shit was crazy. I was I be watching these guys fight, and I always think, what would they do against the top guys in the division? And Bam would smoke him. And I think the winner of this will beat him too. So it's an important fight because they can actually, the winner of this can fight Garcia like right away, while Bam is busy fighting Martinez. Maybe in perfect world, the winner of this fight can fight Garcia at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? And then put themselves in a big money fight to get the Bam for undisputed if Bam beat Martinez. So we thinking it's Bam, but that put themselves in position for a big money fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this should be a good fight too. Good matchup. You know what I'm saying? Because Cortes, he can fight. I remember he gave Estrada hell a couple years ago, and then Moloney, he's tough. So yeah, so that's August the 8th. It got rescheduled. Um, he's going to cook Moloney. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. That's a good fight though. Actually, a good fight. You know what I'm saying? That's a very even fight to me. All right, we got some news on Amanda Serrano. So Amanda Serrano, she lost 2 times in a row against Katie Taylor, and she's still the WBO champion at 126. She haven't fought there in I don't know how long. I know she was supposed to fight there in Puerto Rico, and then she had that incident with some guy in her eye when she was getting her hair done, so she had to pull out of that. But the WBO is basically saying they're going to let her keep her belt, but she has to fight her mandatory. And it's really ain't nothing crazy. The mandatory ain't nothing crazy, but it's interesting though because let me go to. I had that shit. I had that screenshot. But her mandatory, they switched positions. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Show you guys some shit. I'm gonna go to the WBO rankings. So we know. Well, Amanda always say that she is a natural 126 pounder. This last fight with Katie Taylor, it was at a catch weight of one. It was a catch weight of 136. I don't know if a lot of people knew that. That's why they came in so light for a 140-pound undisputed fight. So her going back to 126, that tells you one that she's not ready to retire yet, and then maybe she want to campaign and get bigger fights. So right now I'm gonna pull up the WBO rankings. This so you guys for the ladies. This so you guys can get an idea of what can be her mandatory. Let me take this off. Educational purposes, yo. Y'all bear with me real quick. I'm gonna show y'all some shit with these rankings. So let me see. Make sure we're good. All right. So the featherweight division in the middle. So Amanda Serrano is a super champion. She also has the WBA title at featherweight. So last month they had Sarah Mafu as number 1. They switched it with Lucrecia Manzora from Argentina. So maybe that's Amanda's mandatory. They swapped spots. She already beat Sarah Mafu on the Queensberry card. So maybe Amanda is going to go back. I can see her going back to Puerto Rico and fighting this fighter from Argentina, Manzor. So let's throw that out there. I don't think she's finished. She's basically like the head of women's boxing at MVP. They've been signing a lot of women. And a lot of those women can't headline shows. If you really, they good fighters, but they can't headline. You have to go to their country or some shit. So, yeah, that's what it is. To be honest, I would much rather want to see Ellie Scotney versus Amanda Serrano. That'd be fire right there. That'd be fire. Ellie Scotney is a champion at 22, and she unified. Shit, they should do Amanda versus Ellie Scotney. That'd be crazy. And that's a fight Ellie Scotty can win too. So yeah, just want to show y'all this little shit right here. I know Amanda got a lot of fans and stuff. So yeah, that's what's next for her. All right, Probox. They announced a card for August 15th. We know Probox. We love Probox over here on this side. It's a fast, good fight. If you had to guess, who you think Boots debut against? Oh shit, I don't know. It's slim pickings right now. Let me tell you who I think he should debut against. I'm gonna put him in the chat for you. I like this type of shit. Appreciate you, bro. Cause I was just talking about this. It's slim pickings. I can do a live on this too. I might do a live on this. If he don't get an announcement pretty soon, I'm gonna do a live on. I'm gonna break down 154. Break it all the way down. I'm gonna put this in the chat. I'm gonna put this box rec in the chat. And this who I think Boot should have his debut. Nah, this is the wrong one. Hold on, I'm tripping. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna put his name. I'm gonna put his name, and then you can go look at him. But I think this should be his first fight. Given the landscape at 154, because either the top guys got some other shit going on, or they injured, or something going on. But this guy Lima, that's who I think he should make his debut against. Now I don't think he's ducking. Boots Fandor would be interesting. Oh yeah, that would be. That's a dangerous fight for Boots. That's a dangerous fight. I don't think it's a layup. He may win the fight. Cool, but I think that's a dangerous fight. Fandor is on one right now. Boots got the ability and the talent to beat him and get to him, but I don't know if that's an easy fight. Yeah, that's the guy right there that I would do. Yup. Teaching the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. What'd you think about Vasquez? I remember you asked me in the chat about him sparring Ammo. Like he won't take it easy on Ammo until after the sixth round when he got tired. Yeah, Lima. And I'm gonna do it. I gotta do a live on that. I owe y'all that. 154. I gotta break that down. Here's the Probox card, August the 15th. You got Yakubov versus Will Foster at 130. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. Yakubov, he's supposed to fall for a world title. He lost to Shockey Foster a couple years ago. And then at 140, you got Sterling Castillo versus Shanard Bunch. That's another good one. We haven't seen Shanard Bunch in a while. I remember during the pandemic, Shanard Bunch fought like 14, 15 times in the pandemic. But we haven't heard much from him since. Castillo is a tall, rangy Dominican southpaw. We haven't seen him in a minute. But that was a good fight. He came to fight. No, he did. Emo did what he had to do, but it didn't. No, he didn't for sure, bro. That was a good fight. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked in. Go ahead and subscribe to Probox if you haven't already. August 15th is that next card. All right, we talked about that. All right, here's my last one, I think. So you guys probably already know about this, but Les Martinez versus Mbilli and the Big Babies. They're supposed to be on the undercard of Canelo and Crawford. Let's see if they can get it done. Mbilli, start with him first. He had a first round stoppage victory over Selecki the end of June, so he didn't take no punishment. Maybe he can turn around for that card. Maybe he's good to go. But Lester Martinez, he had to pull out of a fight on Probox last week because they said he had migraines or headaches or something like that. I don't know. That's a hell of a thing to that shit. I don't know. For him to pull out a fight with headaches and all types of shit, a head injury, and then they trying to put you in there with Mbilli, that's crazy work right there. That makes me think maybe that wasn't the case because Mbilli, he's not gonna get a softer touch or take a longer time off the ring. Or maybe it wasn't as serious as originally reported. I don't know. But if the fight do happen, that's gonna be a banger. You know what I'm saying? The Big Babies, this is a crossroads fight. For Anderson, we gotta see if he love boxing again. I don't know if he even like boxing, This might be his payday. This might be his way out. I mean, the battle of the Big Babies, so they fighting for the name. So that's the storyline. Jarrell Miller is the veteran, but will he make it to the fight? He had to pull out the Fabio Worley fight. He's not dependable. We still got a question mark about his PED use and stuff like that. It could be a fun fight because we know Miller, he coming forward and he trying to, fight in the trenches. Anderson has the better skills to me. He a little bit more. He more versatile because he can fight southpaw. He can move, and he got a good jab when he stick to it. Both guys need this fight. Why not do or die fight? The winner go home. Get rid of the name. You can't use the name no more. So those two fights supposed to be on the Canelo Crawford undercard. All things being equal, it's actually two good fights. You can't really trip off of it. It's two good fights. You know what I'm saying? Especially that Mbilli Lester Martinez fight, but they got me thinking, bro. If Lester Martinez having a head injury, you gonna put him in there with Mbilli his first fight? He was putting hands on my dude Ammo. Nah, he was doing good. Yeah, nah, he was doing good, bro. I want to see him come back. Battle of the big babies, facts, Doug. Then I like Lester Martinez, but I don't think he's ready for it. Yeah, the Cameroon and Cannon. Shit. Man, let's see. I know he got some high rankings up there. He throwing dudes straight to the lion's cage. For real. Um, yeah, we're about to find out. Yeah. He said Miller needs to have a 1 week camp so he don't get injured before the fight. Injured, is it the injury or the dispute with Salida, PEDs? Those have been the reasons why he had to pull out of fights. Although he lost, Mata impressed me for a regional fighter. Yeah, he's a solid fighter. He can come back, you know what I'm saying? He'll win a lot of fights at a certain level. Then once they bring him in as a B-side, he going to come up short. I think he's going to be okay. Last minute replacement for the first 10 rounder. Yeah. So, yeah, man, we'll see, though. Hopefully, now we getting close for these guys to announce this whole undercard. You know what I'm saying? They got the whole card announced for November, but they don't got this card announced. One fight I heard for this undercard was Yoneli Hernandez versus Marquise Taylor. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Any under the radar fights coming up this week? What's this week? The top rank card. It's a lot of good. I think that what's my man's name? The Dominican Santana versus Alameda. That's under the radar. That's interesting to me. So that's a step up for Santana. If he can beat, because I think Alameda is a good fighter. We haven't seen him a lot, but he a good fighter. So that's all. That's all my shit. Oh, Dubois quit. Yo, he did walk straight to the corner though. You know what I'm saying? He did walk straight to the corner. Yeah, Usyk nice. He like that. Ain't no argument over here. Yep, ain't no argument over here. Usyk is nice. So yeah, you good. Let's get Leo Vidal rematch. Man, I mean that I don't know. That would make sense in a perfect world, but I don't know how what's name is trying to do this event. Dana White and them. Special disorder, vet professionals. Yes, sir. Salute to you. With your child. Yep. Salute. Yep. Definitely quit at 10. It was that dude. Yeah, it was nice. There was a couple of guys that quit last night. It was Dubois, my man Vasquez quit, and Tim Tszyu. He got that. Oh shit, he should retire then. Usyk circled the block twice. I like to see Usyk fight someone different. Yeah, Parker. Yeah. We was talking about that earlier. Either one. Jake Cavill has a fight he has a date in Germany in October, and from my understanding, it's a lot of Ukrainians out there because that's where Klitschko used to reign supreme all them years. The Klitschko brothers, they fought out of Germany, so they were saying they maybe can do some good business in Germany with Usyk and Jake Cavill. And Parker, I think he deserved it. He says he's mentally disabled. Yeah, he should retire then, bro. That's it. Taylor versus Fernandez. Yeah, they was there. Yeah, I think that's one of the fights on there. Let me take this off. We can just talk boxing. We got some time. Yeah, yeah, bro. That they was there. I think that's the fight right there. But Usyk nice for real. Yeah, Usyk like that. Ferguson stablemate on the card. It should be easy. Yes, sir. Serrano quit. He quit in his own way. You know what I'm saying? It's not confirmed. Estimate suggests that Usyk will take on round. Oh, that's what's up, bro. Man, salute to those guys for getting paid, man. Salute to them for the London. Yes, sir. Barrios. Yeah, man. Barrios was holding Pacquiao's hand. He was letting Pacquiao take 20-second timeouts. He was being the referee. He was being the coach, the advisor. He didn't take it to him. Barrios didn't fight like he want to put the old man out the pasture type shit. He ain't had no killer instinct because he probably could have stopped Pacquiao. Every time he went to the body, Pacquiao took a timeout and was like, bro, keep him up. And he let Pacquiao get in that fight, and it was a close fight. It could have went either way, to be honest. Barrios finished strong, but he shouldn't even been in that position to me. I'm just saying, I'm kind of critical because he didn't fight with a sense of urgency. You know what I'm saying? So I actually thought Pacquiao won the fight by the 115, 113, but I thought they should just gave him the fight just for making it to the end because he should have never got there. So Barrios is one of the weaker champions in boxing, and we're gonna keep writing them off because of performances like that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep writing them off. So he did it to himself. If Usyk was American, no, he won't. They'll kill his ass. They'll kill him. They'll throw him on the bus. They'll be talking about his family. They'll be every time he'll tell you what it is. They'll say he's making excuses. They won't give him. Yeah, Usyk nice, but if he was American, he would get treated like shit. We don't fuck with our fight. Especially if he was white, yeah, okay, white American. Oh yeah, white American. Oh yeah. I'm thinking about us. Yeah. You might be right. Yeah. He would. Yeah, nah, you're right. Because if he was black American, shit, we'll tear his ass down, bro. We'll talk about his mama, all types of shit. But yeah, white American champion. Oh yeah, yes sir. Tell me, paying for my tickets for Allegiant Stadium. Oh, you want some money last night? That's what's up. If Crawford beats Canelo, does he keep his number one pound for pound? Usyk stay number two. Um, in my opinion, Crawford been number one since 2017. Ever since Andre Ward retired. That's just me. But I guess he'll keep it. Well, yeah, he'll keep it because I think that he's pound for pound ever since then. But I have no arguments for putting Usyk number one. I don't. Usyk is like that. So I mean, it depends on the person. To me, this question and this pound for pound shit is so subjective. We know who are the top fighters, and I think Usyk is definitely one of the best fighters in boxing. Whether you got pound for pound number one or whatever, because he like that for sure. Can we expect more on the ground content going forward? Man, I don't like doing fighting interviews. I had some bad experiences, and it was like technical shit. But workouts, yeah, I got a correspondent, my man Gregory out there, so we're gonna get some more stuff for sure. But like me doing it, yeah, we got to see. But I got some feet, I got some foot on the ground for sure. I know I'm always around. That's how I've been getting all this information. Yeah, that's how I felt because that was a close fight. Might as well give it the pack, right, bro? Yeah, man, that shit was crazy. I didn't expect Tim to quit Respondor. That dog left him. Man, he was getting beat up. I mean, it's like a catch-22. When he took the Mutazalia fight, no, when he got elbowed against Fondor in the first fight, they said his team was trash for not stopping the fight. Then his team is trash for going to a Mutazalia fight. So when he quit and they kind of encouraged it, then now he's, well, I'm with you. I'm not saying you, but now he's a quitter. Now he's this. Now he's that. Which one is it? Not for you, but this is what I've been hearing about Tim Tszyu. But yeah, bro, the dog is gone because Fundora beat that shit up out of him. I think he set the tone with that straight left hand down the pipe, and he let him know it's a price to pay to try to get in close with me. Oh man, that's what's up, bro. Nice. Nice. And McQueen in the building. Salute. Why Americans get that? Man, because they hate each other. Them motherfuckers hate each like us. I'm speaking for myself and my as a black American, whatever you want to call it, right? We're gonna turn down our fighters at the end of the day. We're gonna turn them down because we got this thing where, okay, if I root for this one and he's opposition for my guy, I can't root for the other one, or I don't want him to do well. Yeah, it's on YouTube streets. Just go to these different channels. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing in the middle. It's always it's either to the left or it's either to the right. It's never in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. In boxing, shit, I would say Wilder would beat him to the punch. I say Wilder would beat him to the punch. You know what I'm saying? He said Fandor was getting clipped. Yeah, he was getting clipped, but he was walking through that shit. He was getting hit with some shit. Tim Tszyu did fight hard, but he just don't have it. He used a lot of energy to get those shots off. Yeah, trying to get in the inside. I'm trying to tell you. He said, preach the. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, it is toxic, bro. I'm telling you. Bro, man, that should be crazy. You seen the Spence versus Crawford? Yeah, it's like the same situation to me. It's the same situation because they were saying that Crawford didn't have no chance, and I'm sitting here watching these fights on tape. I'm like, yo, what I'm missing? you know, I don't know. It is getting like that though because when you look, these guys don't be understanding. When you diminish these guys, and when your guy fight them, they don't get no credit. Like I'm not giving Devin Haney no credit for Brian Norman. I'm not. I'm not giving him credit. Will it be a good win? Hell yeah, but I ain't giving him credit because he said he a bum and he ain't fought nobody, and people falling behind that narrative. So if he a bum and he ain't fought nobody, then you beating them is what what credibility is that? Richardson Hitchens, Colin Campbell is a bum. That's the biggest name on your resume. He ain't this, he ain't that. Okay, bro, you say this out in the public. I'm listening to it, bro. You don't get no credit for it. Even though I know you needed that win to boost up your morale and shit, and to compare performances from Lomachenko and Haney, you needed that. But you telling me he a bum, so he a bum. Boxing Civil War. Yeah, it don't gotta be like that, but it's about views, content, what's going to hit. Because as you can see, I'm probably the most knowledgeable one on this motherfucker. Like, doesn't keep it a buck. But I ain't doing no hot topics. I ain't talking about Tank's purse, and I ain't talking about Devin Haney situations, and I ain't going and I ain't talking about that shit. Because to me, that shit is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to build to a fight. But you have these fan bases that want to hear that. They want to hear that, you know what I'm saying? They want to hear that shit. They don't want to really hear the X's and O's or what's coming next or, bro, hey, this dude came in number 13 in the rankings, bro. I wonder who he going to fight. Like Jimmy Kelly, he came in number 11 in the WBA rankings at 160. Who y'all think he gonna fight? You know what I'm saying? How he just come in number 11? He fought a guy in Dubois in an 8-rounder. Then he's number 11 in the WBA. That sounds like a Lara opponent to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if Lara will fight anybody, but if he's just gonna be on somebody's undercard, Lara gonna get a cool million to fight anybody. Just look at his resume. You know what I'm saying? So that shit right there don't hit. But for me, it hit more because I want to keep everybody informed. Like I want to be like, yo, did you know this guy right here? you know what I'm saying? He training with this guy, or he moved to this training camp. Maybe that can be a difference in the fight. We never know. That's me, but I ain't going in about somebody's resume, comparing resumes, Tank resume to Shakur's resume, because at the end of the day, if you're knowledgeable, you can break it, you can chop it down and make anybody's resume seem crazy. They always say he ain't fought nobody, but he fought he 24-0, or he 35-1, or whatever the record is, but he ain't fought nobody. He got to that point and fought nobody. Come on. If you break it down, the resumes are done like this for me. It's who you fought and what point was that opponent? Where was he at in his career when you fought? So was he coming off a loss? Was he coming off a lackluster performance? Was he injured in the fight? Whatever, long layoff, or was he had a crazy ass run and you beat him? Like Usyk against Dubois. Dubois last 3 fights went crazy. You know what I'm saying? He turned his career around since the Usyk fight. So he kind of walked himself back into that Usyk rematch. So that Usyk win over Dubois should hit better than the first fight. You know what I'm saying? Because we like, damn, who Dubois quit against Joe Joyce. His best win was Trevor, what's his name? The dude from I forget his damn name. But Trevor, the WBA champion, the regular champion. So that was his best win type shit. So he didn't get that much credit. But now, circle back, now we can say, you know what, that Dubois, because people was picking Dubois. So that's why I like the resume shit, bro. You can put these guys side by side, and we can go down the list. Hold on. This guy moving up for 122, late replacement. I don't know. Don't give you credit for that. Oh, he missed weight. Oh shit, he had an advantage. How much credit we give it? You know what I'm saying? So it depends on where you at. That's all I'm saying. Or where you at with your knowledge. That's why I like to say where your knowledge at. That Cafu stoppage was strange. Baron rocked him. I think the ref was going to wave it off, but they got tangled up. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Cafu was ready to survive, and the ref didn't know what to do. I thought, honestly, the ref should have been, he should have been out the way. Because that shit did look weird when you look at the replay. But I'm not mad at the stoppage. Now with you. It looked like his legs recovered. If I was in the corner, I would have kept going. Yeah, Bam probably stopped him though. That fall changed the ref's mind. Yeah, that was kind of tricky. Oh man, I appreciate you coming through. DJ put me on. Yeah, DJ, that's my guy right there. Salute to you, bro. He said changed his mind and made the 10 count. I meant. Yeah, that was crazy. I would like to see it unfold and see if Bam can actually really pull him down. But the corner saved him, so that's what it is. Yeah. So we closing out the month of July. You know what I'm saying? It been a good month. Next week we got Carissa Shields coming up, defending her titles. We got overtime card with Elijah Pierce, O'Shea Jones defending her title, IBF title, and overtime we having good fights too. A lot of prospects on the card. I think Golden Boy have a prospect show on the 24th. Xander Zayas fighting for his first world title at MSG. That should be good. That's a good card too. A lot of good names on that card, and this will be the final card for Top Rank on ESPN Plus. You got Xander Zayas versus Jorge Garcia. Bruce Shushu Carrington on the card fighting for an interim title. Emiliano Vargas, Rohan Polanco, Jan Santana. We got the big heavyweight Joel Off. So it should be, man, good names. And they gonna close out their chapter with ESPN next week. Tony Harrison is back. Tony Harrison gonna try to make one more last run at the he fighting at middleweight this time. Ryan Gardner versus Reese Bellotti. That's a sleeper fight. That's at 130. That's a good fight right there. So yeah, bro, we got a solid fight week coming up. We're gonna touch on that as well. Yeah. Nah. I thought Pacheco won clear. 10-2. Easy fight to score for me. It was a slow paced fight, very tactical, but yeah. Yeah, Sands versus Duarte, August the 2nd, Chicago. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yes, sir. It could be, yeah. Nah, for real. It could be. I'm with that. It can be a candidate. You say I'm excited for that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Quinn Randall gave Norman some problems. Yeah, that's a comparison fight. That's what I'm saying. We don't be in the moment with these resumes. We wait until my fighter is a threat to your fighter. But if we look at the resumes, right? Brian Norman had some issues with Randall, but then he started to impose his will on him and he beat him over. I think it was an 8-rounder. Then Quinn Randall, he had a couple of losses after that. Then he coming off a good win over Boca Chica, and that's another fight that Norman struggled with. He was dropped in that fight, and the fight ended with a head clash. So, or will we give Polanco credit for beating Randall? Because Polanco can be a threat for Devin Haney down the line. So when he get to Devin Haney, where y'all say, man, he ain't fought nobody, man. That's what I'm saying. Are we doing real time resume checks, or are we gonna wait till they get to your ops? Because this is what happens. Quinn Randall is a type of fighter where you have to beat to get to the next level. He's a high level gatekeeper. If you can't deal with Quinn Randall and his style, then you're gonna have problems with guys like Devin Haney or guys that can box, that Richardson Hitchens, guys like that that's technically sound. So are we doing real time? My bad, but I appreciate you, Marlon Prince, because you give me some ammo. Appreciate that. So it's like, real time. Let's do real time resume check. So I think we gotta start doing this so we can hold people accountable. So when we breaking down these fights, I'm gonna start asking guys in the chat, are you gonna give him credit for beating him? Because Quinn Randall, I don't know his resume, but I think he got like 3 losses in the last 5. I don't know his resume like all that. But I know he lost to the guy on 360 Promotions. He had back-to-back losses, and then he beat Boca Chica. Are we gonna give Polanco credit? But we ain't really caring about Polanco right now because he's not facing my fighter. So I don't care what he do. I don't even care. Nah, bro, because Polanco is like that. Because Polanco fuck around and be the WO Minotaur, and that's the belt Devin Haney trying to win. So I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there, bro. I just want to, make I be bringing clarity to shit though. So that one side of the street shit, bro, I'll be bringing it back to the middle of the street. I feel like Pacheco should be stepping on people. I don't know. I don't know if he have that temperament though. To be honest, he's a boxer puncher and kind of a counter puncher. So he's just gonna take what you give him type shit. He don't got that mentality in him like a Benavidez. I like him too. He's a good fighter. No man, not candidate. 2025 Fighter of the Year booking. Man, okay, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm with it. Let's get it. If Kenny Sims fight like how he been fighting, then yeah, because Duarte bringing it. He got 2 losses. Yeah, okay. He got he got. I know he got dropped in that TCL shit, but his style is gonna be. See, this is the thing about Randall that I don't like about him. This is the only thing I don't like about him. I think he got a sparring partner mentality because he's been in these camps with all these big guys. Poor Salcedo, he got beat up more than he should. Yeah, he did. He did. Hope maybe, and then I see is his team trash because he lost 2 in a row against coming off a big win over Colbert. He stopped Colbert. And he lost to Andy Cruz and Pitbull. The 2 Cruzes beat him up this year. So hopefully he can bounce back. Who you said? Oh, Marquise Taylor. Marquise Taylor. That's a good fight too. That's interesting. That's a tough fight Marquise Taylor's another one. He got 2 losses on his resume, and that's what I don't know. See, that's why I don't like to do these resume shits like that, because you can turn down any fighter. Like, and then if you know what you know, you can build them up. Like Mike Tyson's resume, right? When Mike Tyson fought like those 20 guys, no hopers coming through because he was trying to get some experience. Then he fought. So people don't give him credit for this run, but these were the top guys in the heavyweight division at the time. He beat Trevor Berbick. He beat Pinklin Thomas, former world champion. That run he had for Undisputed was solid. Bone Crusher Smith. Uh, who else? Tucker. He beat fucking what's my man's name? Tyrell Biggs. Like, all those names was like solid names in the heavyweight division at that time. People don't give him credit for that shit. Then he beat Tubbs, Spinks, Bruno. Bruno had 2 losses, I think. But Bruno was the mandatory type shit. So it's like people don't want to give them credit for these wins, but these what they had. These are the fighters that was available for his division at the time. So what I just did. You can do that for everybody, and talk about, okay, if you was in that moment and know where they was at the time that they fought them. You know what I'm saying? You can give them credit or not give them credit. It depends on what narrative you want to push. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good fight. I believe he's got it, but he created some sketchy moments for him. The Kosovic fight and the Selecki fight come to mind. He appears to want to take the W's as they come. Yeah, fight cautiously with behind the jab. You know, he ain't really stepping on no gas right now. Yeah, Pinklin Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Tough matchups. Because, okay, Pinklin Thomas, right? That's how we can destroy resumes. Oh, this is what they do to build up one guy to destroy, right? Pinklin Thomas was a former world champion. I think he lost to Trevor Berbick. He lost his title to Trevor Berbick. But Tyson fought him as a title defense. A couple years after that, when Holyfield came to the division, he fought Quick Tillis and he fought Pinklin Thomas. Those are comparable opponents to Tyson. But I think maybe he stopped both of them. I can't remember. But they don't mention that with Holyfield's run. It depends what side you on. Holyfield beat those 2 guys that was faded. By the time Mike Tyson fought those guys, Tillis was a tough guy, never been dropped, strong, solid, rugged guy. You know what I'm saying? He took Tyson the whole 10 rounds. They would diminish Tyson for going 10 rounds with him, but give Holyfield credit for beating him years after. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about with this resume shit. You can chop and screw it however you want it based on which narrative you're trying to push and what you actually know. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers, because that's why I be staying over here. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no safe space. I can go to anybody's platform and be straight. Have them nervous and shit. Tough matchup. Cruz, surprise. He be leveling up. Pitbull is, yeah, man. Pitbull, Pitbull tough. He's tough. He gonna come through. Yeah, give him the match. Give him a boxer. He gonna have some problems. According to Boxlab, Marquise Taylor is fighting on September 6th. He's a tough fight. Yeah, that might switch. We'll see. But they are in talks for that. For Fernandez. But that's a tough fight. That's a fight. Yeah, that's a tough fight. You know, Marquise Taylor was dropped in his last fight. You see that shit on BoxRec? Won't he dropped in his last fight? But see, we're not gonna catch that shit because he's not fighting one of my oppositions. He ain't fighting one of my favorites, so we don't care about that shit. But yeah, that William guy, he gave Troy some work. So I see that was a good fighter. Yeah, he's a good fighter. He said facts. James Tillis was sturdy. Yeah, he was tough, strong dude, cowboy. I think he from Arkansas. No, Oklahoma or some shit. I want to say Benavidez, senior Ruins fighters, just as Rayo and Saucedo. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Damn, that's tough right there, bro. I don't know what to say. They dropped him in the second round. What was that? Red Isle boxing. Yeah, I remember. You know. So yeah, he gonna fight that guy. That's a what who's promoting that card? Is that Red Isle boxing? Cause that's a good fight, yo. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't mad at that fight. That's a good fight. Maybe he didn't make the cut, but definitely there was in talks for sure. I know that shit for 100. Marquise Taylor is a tricky fighter, bro. He's hard to look good against. He's long, he's rangy, he got an awkward style. He's not like as technically sound as what you think people, you know what I'm saying, as most fighters are. He's not technically sound like that. He's just tricky and awkward, and he underratedly strong. You know what I'm saying? So he's always gonna give guys a run for their money because he's so, you know what I'm saying? Like those guys that don't have like the like yeah, unconventional, yeah. He said just saying. Those guys like that, bro, gonna give the fighter that's kind of basic, 1-2, got well schooled, they're gonna always give them trouble. Always. What comes to mind is Ricardo Mayorga, when those two fights he had against Vernon Forrest. I mean, Vernon Forrest was looking like he didn't know what to do. And the thing is, he probably seen that style in the amateur so many times, but he couldn't do nothing with that shit. So yeah, Marquise Taylor gonna be a problem. Depending if he's in some good shape, he gonna be a problem. He's so awkward. He falls off balance. You know what I'm saying? He just so tricky. So like even the top guys will have issues with him. So it's like, that's the thing about boxing though. And they say styles make fights. That shit is true. Because um yeah, it can be one guy don't have no like Tim Zoo. Look at I was thinking last night when I was watching the fight. I'm like, okay, Fundora, he fought Tim Zoo, he fought Mendoza. Tim Zoo fought Mendoza. Mendoza stopped Fundora. Tim Zoo put a nice little beating on Mendoza. Mendoza was losing at the time that he stopped Fundora, but he was able to catch him with that left hook. Bro, that shit's crazy. Yeah, Spinks. He talking about. He said Spinks had no problems. Yeah, RIP to Brandon Forrest now for sure. Yes, sir. So it's like crazy how, but that tells you too that PB and all those fights I named was PBC fighters. Like 154 on the PBC side, bro. Man, they've been having everybody fight each other at 154 on the PBC side. Even back in the heyday of it. The only fight we didn't get, well, Laura left the division, went to 60. But we got Charlo and Harrison. We got Harrison and Hurd. We didn't get Charlo and Hurd. Yeah, that's the one. We got Hurd versus Laura. We got Hurd versus J Rock. Man, that shit. It's like them dudes was round robin that shit. Jason Rosario, Nathaniel Gallimore, Fondora, uh, Jamonte Clark. That was the heyday. If you fought at 154 during PBC had dates, he said Corey Spinks. Corey Spinks on PBC? I remember him though. Corey Spinks, yeah, former world champion. Yep. J Rod. I'm pretty sure I'm missing somebody. Castano, Banana Rosario. Yep. Castano fought Laura. Castano fought Charlo. Um, who else he fought? You know what I'm saying? So 154 was crazy for the PBC. And even now, Tim Zoo fought Goucher. Goucher fought Jamonte Clark. Jamonte Clark fought Fondora. You know what I'm saying? Fondora fought Zoo. Fondora fought Cordell Booker. Like all that shit is like it's a connection. And that's how it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be one. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, this dude just lost, but he like, for example, Banana Rosario, he lost to Gallimore, got stopped, got tired, got stopped. A couple fights later, he's the unified world champion. Uh, he beat J Rock in his hometown. So it's like if you lose, it shouldn't be like a deficit, like write you off. That's what fans do. We write you off. We go straight to box rec and say, "Oh, you lost to a guy that was 8-20." You know what I'm saying? And then we like Cardenas. He lost to a guy with a crazy upside down record, but Cardenas was on like a 10 fight winning streak. And look what he did with anyway. That's not indicative because these guys get better. That's just like in life, bro. I'm not who I was about 10 years ago, and I'm sure you guys the same way. So, but we be rough on our guys. Um, yeah, Mel. Yeah, I wish he can get back in there though. We had nice. That's what I'm saying, and that be killing narratives when they say PBC don't make a lot of fights and shit because they everybody fought everybody. Lewis Neri. Throw Lubin up in there. Lewis Neri beat Arias. Lubin. You remember Coda? Jorge Coda? That dude fought everybody. He was in that mix as well. Yep. You remember Wale Amasoso, the dude from Nigeria? What for respect on Iron Man's name, man? Let's get him back, bro. Come on. I still think he got a right to the throne right now. But I don't like the inactivity. It's gonna be 2 years out the ring. You know, yeah, Coda too. Brian Mendoza, throw him in there. Look, Jesus Ramos beat Brian Mendoza when he was a prospect. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Ramos fought Lubin. You know, Mendoza, he fought Bogachuck. He fought Fundora. Who else he fought? He fought Jason Rosario. I'm telling you, bro, PBC was round robin in that shit at 54. There was round robin in that shit. Charlo fought Coda. Harrison. He fought Castano. Rosario. I mean, come on, bro. Now we did miss that Charlo and her fight. Now that one right there, that's gonna go into the vault. Charles Hadley. I remember Charles Hadley. That so when we got a vault, well, I got a vault in boxing. The fights that never happened. Of course we know the big ones. I think Charles Hadley was with no, he was with Don King. He was with Don King. But he was a mandatory for Charlo for years. I think when he went down to Australia and beat up on Mundine back in the day, he became mandatory. So no, he was with Don King. But I have a vault of fights. I put them shits in that never happened. Bo Lewis. My one of my personal favorites that never happened that I hoping was Johnny Tapia versus my man Johnson. Man. Bro, that was the one I've been waiting for. But that one too, Charlo and her, bro, that goes in there. Mikey versus Lomachenko, that's in the vault. That's the one. Man, we should have had that fight. It's a lot of other ones too down the history that we should have had. But that's crazy how these guys fighting in the same spectrum, in the same division, it don't happen. If Thurman and Spence don't happen, that's gonna go up in there. So that shit's crazy when you think about that shit. Talk to HL Dub until he retire or lose officially. There can only be one. Enjoy your payday. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm ready for that. Canelo and the Crawford. That's a big event. That's a big event. But yeah, a lot of good shit though. Well, so this week, we got the WBO rankings gonna be out. We're gonna cover those. I'm interested to see where Devin Haney get ranked at in the WBO rankings because we know he got to fight with Brian Norman. So that's one to look out for. I'll be doing that. Whenever they drop, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it live. Tuesday, we're gonna do a pre-gaming show on the upcoming fight week. So we're gonna make sure everybody good. We're gonna cover the fights and where you can watch them and all that good shit. Go over all the cards. And then whatever else comes up, man, we'll be back. We're gonna make sure everybody tapped in with this boxing, and we're gonna keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna close out the month of July. So yeah, that's what it is. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. You guys can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom, Twitter, Instagram. Y'all can tap in. You can follow me on my website, ldoesboxing.com. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to tighten that up again. But I have the schedule up. I'm about to post a new schedule. So if you guys want to know, what to look out for, definitely we'll have that posted. So yeah, man, once again, another one under our belt. Me too, man. 100 M's or get retired by mail, man. Let's go. You talking about Crawford get retired? I like that. I actually like that fight with him and Mel, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But is Jamel in the game? I don't know. He phoned FaceTiming with Thurman. That fight probably ain't gonna happen. But we'll see. But yeah, salute to everybody coming through. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Oh, he had the sequence on? Oh shit. I saw that too. I was like, oh hell no. You gotta praying for it. Yeah. Oh, that man. I wanted to see Crawford and Charlo. Damn, Tenzu. Shit, that's a wrap. Man, damn, that's crazy, bro. That should be coming through. That should be coming true as well. What you be saying? Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody though. Salute. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next time.